Welcome back to my channel. In this vlog, I'll be covering training for the 2025 Surf City Marathon. It's the last run of 2024. Hello, it is December 30th and I'm here on my 5-mile run with strides at the end. We're 4 weeks away from the Surf City Marathon. That's right, marathon. And I finally get to show off my stuff because remember, I didn't get to run the marathon course at Big Bear last month because of the ice. Instead, I ran a half marathon, but I had trained for a full marathon up to that point. It's definitely the holiday season. There you see the Christmas tree and the menorah here in Hermosa Pier Plaza. It really makes training during the holidays feel more festive. There's the Manhattan Beach Pier. There's no Christmas tree there, but at night they do light up the pier, including that house there at the end. And it's just gorgeous, very festive. I have 0.15 miles left in this mile here, and then on to strides for the last mile. The pavement's a little slippery because there's sand and it's a little damp from the overnight dew. Hopefully I don't slip and fall. Last run of 2024 done with strides in the end. With 5 out of the 6 strides under 7 minutes, I was able to generate some explosive speed. Strides are my favorite speed workouts. I just love that short burst of energy, basically, going all out. I'm just glad 2024 is over. It wasn't a very good year for my running. If you remember all the way back to the beginning of 2024, I was feeling burnt out and, just blew up in the end at Surf City Marathon. And then the LA Marathon, well, just watch that vlog and see what happened. Not disappointed, but it was just a bit of a surprise with what happened, and I'm glad that everybody was okay. Then I fell at the Fontana Days Run half marathon. Yeah, falling down on a downhill race. Oh yeah, as far as the 10K distance goes, I lost a place in my age group division because I went down the wrong finisher chute, and that cost me about 20 seconds to figure out that I went down the wrong chute and turn around. And we all know what happened at Big Bear, the marathon that I trained for, but instead the weather elements got in the way and we all had to run the half marathon instead. As you can see, I'm so ready for 2024 to be over with. So here's to a new year and here's to new running goals. For New Year's Eve, we went to dinner at a local restaurant called Slay Hermosa. How aptly named. Look, my husband and I are in our 40s, so we're past staying up to midnight to ring in the new year. However, we're not fuddy-duddies. We still have fun with good food and travels all over the world. If you're new to my channel, check out my travel vlogs with the latest series about our recent trip to the Nordic. While you're there, you can check out my other running vlogs, and if you want to follow me on my running journey to a Boston qualifier and other travels, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Good morning. It is January 2nd, 2025, so officially in the new year. We're exactly 1 month away from the Surf City Marathon. I'm here on an easy 4-mile run, just in the last mile. So I'll see you man. I just realized this is the shirt from last year's Surf City. As I mentioned a couple of days ago, 2024 was a wash with my running. I had some lows there, some plateaus, maybe a little triumph, but overall I wasn't too happy with 2024. Now it's 2025, so new year, new running goals. I think my best chance of getting a BQ is going to be at Big Bear in November. So everything this year is going to be towards working for a BQ at Big Bear in November. Along the way, I'll still have some other goals. I still want to get a PR for the marathon because right now my current PR for the marathon is at 3:54, and that was set in 2020 at the LA Marathon. I would love to go sub 3:50 on at Surf City and the LA Marathon, so a flat course and a running hills course or rolling hills course. I would also love to smash the 50-minute mark for 10K. I came close a couple of times over the past couple of years. My best bet was last year at the Reaching for the Cure 10K. I would have got a sub 50 had I not ran down the wrong finisher chute. I have 2 exciting half marathons planned this year, so I'm hoping to set some PRs there. My PR for the half is a 141. I would love to go 140 or sub 140, probably 140. My coach actually had confidence that I could hit 140 at Big Bear when we went from the full marathon to the half marathon in November. So I feel good about that. We'll see if I could do that at these 2 half marathons later this year. I have some ambitious goals there, but overall, the big thing is I don't want to get burnt out with running like I did last year. Running isn't a job for me. Remember, this is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be for fitness. It's supposed to be for mental health. I don't want to turn something that I'm passionate about into something that I dread doing. It's easy to overdo something and then it becomes more of a burden than something that brings you joy. On the 12th week of kitchen reno, my true love is missing a kitchen hood. That's right, we still need a hood. There was a bit of a snafu, more like a month delay in getting our kitchen hood, hence why our kitchen is unfinished. Just when I was feeling optimistic about the new year and new running goals, life in Southern California was about to turn upside down. The strong Santa Ana winds with gusts of 80 to 100 miles per hour came through, knocking over tree branches where I was staying while working in the Inland Empire. In combination of the drought and these winds, these led to wildfires all over LA County. We had 5 fires simultaneously at one point. By now, you have heard about the death and destructions from the Palisades and Eaton Canyon fires. Good morning, it's January 9th, 3 weeks away from the Surf City Marathon, and as you may have noted on the news, LA is on fire, and over there you see the smoke coming from the fires from Pacific Palisade. Normally, you'd be able to see a little bit more past the Manhattan Beach Pier, even when it's foggy, but it's pretty smoky. I'm here on my easy 5-miler, and yeah, I can smell smoke despite being at the beach. The ocean breeze isn't really ventilating the air. Probably wasn't too smart to run outside today, but I didn't have access to a treadmill out here at the beach. It's just smoky everywhere. So there we are going north and then going south. You can still see the smoke. You can barely make out Palos Verdes over there, just maybe the outline. I admit, running outside while it was super smoky was not the smartest thing to do, but I'm used to bad air quality from our annual fire season. However, this was the worst I've ever seen. Smoky air everywhere. Over there at Redondo Beach, you can see the refinery, and going up the hill, up to the Hermosa Hills over there, you can barely see the houses and the smoke. Now that the 80 to 100 miles per hour winds have died down, hopefully the firefighters can put out all of the fires surrounding LA. So Pacific Palisades, and now we have Malibu and Pasadena, Altadena. And I'm hoping that the air quality will improve quickly, because those with asthma or COPD, they're in for a bad exacerbation. I also have my 20-miler, the peak long run, scheduled for tomorrow, and I may have to rethink my route. Originally, I was going to run towards Santa Monica, but there's a lot of smoke going north. In the grand scheme of things, my ability to run outside to train for Surf City was just a minor inconvenience in comparison to the destruction that was left behind. I personally know 2 people who lost their homes in the Eaton Canyon fire in Altadena and are trying to pick up their lives through Go Fund Me.
Help the Armstrongs rebuild after devastating fires.
It's not just the famous actors who lost their homes in the Palisades. This is Los Angeles, where there are small and local actors, and 2 of the performers in the Pacific Opera Project, a group we follow, lost their homes as well. It was time for me to help out everybody by being generous. I'll leave a link to everybody's fundraisers in the description box below if you want to read their stories or want to help them out. The skies are looking apocalyptic. I'm here sitting in my car in El Segundo, It's nearly noon and there is this crazy orange haze in the sky because of the smoke. You can't really see the sun too well. The sun looked especially haunting. This says a lot since I had just experienced this past summer the line fire in San Bernardino County, the airport fire in Riverside and Orange counties, and the bridge fire in the Angeles National Forest. But these LA fires were something else. The air quality was especially bad as I had experienced that morning. While I was hanging out indoors at the Coffee Bean in Manhattan Beach that afternoon, everyone's phones had gone off with an evacuation alert. What? Did the fire come to the South Bay? This was getting scary. Thank goodness it was an error. It wasn't supposed to come out to the South Bay. As the day ended, the fires continued to rage on and the sunset from Hermosa Beach was haunting. Perhaps I was also heavy-hearted knowing my friends along with thousands of others had lost their homes and others were evacuated. Although the air quality somewhat improved on the morning of my dreaded 20-miler, I wasn't trusting of the conditions. Still, I planned for the run. I'd came up with a plan B. It's January 11th and it's the dreaded 20-miler. You know, that's the point in marathon training that a lot of runners hate. There's still a smoky layer outside. It doesn't smell as bad as it did yesterday when I went on my 5-miler, but out of abundance of caution, I'm going to take the run inside. Now, I said that I didn't have access to a treadmill out here in Hermosa, which is true because I don't have a gym membership out here in Hermosa. I do when I'm back in the Inland Empire where I work, but not here at the beach because I normally run outside. So I bought a day pass to the local gym and that's where I'm going to be taking the 20-miler today. Yep, there was still an air quality alert. Too bad because the outdoor temperature was perfect for running. I came up with this creative idea to get a day pass at the Anytime Fitness Gym in Hermosa to run my 20-miler. But first, I have to cross the Pacific Coast Highway without getting hit. Yes, that's the same PCH that's a part of the Surf City Marathon course. Part of being a good runner is to have a flexible mindset. For example, if you're super busy and can't do a full run on your training plan, maybe you can run just 30 minutes to close your Apple Watch exercise ring. Speed workout not going the way you plan? That's okay. Just do your best because some movement is better than no movement. In this case, I was not going to cancel the 20-miler or risk my health running in the smoky air. The cost of a day pass was priceless to keep me on track with my training and save my lungs. At least the nice thing about running on the treadmill is that I don't have to worry about carrying all my hydration and fuel on my body. Here we go, 20 miles on the treadmill today. The drawback to running on the treadmill is that the maximum session is 1 hour. This meant I was going to have to stop 3 times to complete my 20-miler. All right, first 6 miles done. So I have 14 more miles left. Sorry, I can't do math right now. So I'm going to reset the treadmill for the second set. $12 miles down, that second set finished. Now 8 more miles. Yes, I can do math. 8 more miles left, so that means one more 1 hour session and then 2 miles after that. This reset's allowing me to refuel because it's actually hard to drink while on the treadmill. It's much easier to run when you're outside and you can pinch a cup or use a squirt bottle. Third set of 6 miles done. Ate all of my energy gels, but still have some water left, and I got 2 salt tabs in my pockets. I have 1.55 miles left to go, so maybe about another 15 minutes on the treadmill. There we go, 20 miles on the treadmill, done. This was my view. This was not the ideal situation, but it was the best considering the circumstances. The point of this run was to keep it easy and speed up towards the end. If you ever find yourself unmotivated or unable to run outside for your 20-miler, consider bringing it inside on the treadmill. I hope this training session inspires you to keep up with your training. I was thankful that there was a gym nearby that offered a day pass for me to complete my 20-miler. It was definitely the most memorable long run. Whew, 20 miles done on the treadmill. Wasn't how I wanted to do my 20 miler, but given the situation, you got to do what you got to do. I think running on the treadmill is a little harder, even though you may think, oh, but the belt's doing the work for you, it's pulling you. No, not really, because you're running at a constant speed, so you can't really spontaneously speed up or slow down, because your body normally just doesn't run at a regular interval. It's going to speed up a little bit and it's going to slow down. I mean, what was the alternative? Not do my 20 miler or run outside and take in the ash? Even though it doesn't smell as smoky, I mean, there's still some flecks of ash in the air. I will be monitoring the air quality for the next several weeks. Here was the status of the fires on the afternoon of January 11th. Yuck, it seemed disheartening. Here in the South Bay, we would continue to get smoke from the north as it was diffusing towards the ocean. The trail of smoke reminded me of the destruction that it had left behind. Even amidst the challenges, there's always room for hope and community. I spent the weekend donating supplies to help fire victims rebuild their lives. It felt good to give back and turn a tough situation into something meaningful. We had a bunch of toothbrushes and dental floss. My husband is an avid board gamer, so he donated some of his board games. I never thought of board games as being vital for a disaster donation, but it's a reminder that people still need entertainment in times of crisis to maintain their mental health. We also had moving boxes that were in very good condition that we used to store our kitchenware during the Reno. Moving boxes are important for the organizers to transport the supplies to Pasadena. Also, as we were organizing our new pantry, we found some food to donate. I'm glad our community had organized a local donation drive so our entire town didn't have to head out to Pasadena. Wow, that was easy. All we did was open up the back door and the volunteers just grabbed all of the goods. It was heartwarming to see the line of cars donating supplies to all the people affected by the fires. The fires have impacted so many people in Los Angeles in one way or another. Whether it's dealing with the smoky air, being displaced, or supporting loved ones, we've all felt the effects. My heart goes out to those who lost their homes, their safety, and their sense of normalcy. Training for a marathon might feel tough, but this week has reminded me to put my goals in perspective. Running is still a hobby, and I'm incredibly fortunate to have a roof over my head and a community to lean on. For those rebuilding their lives, the finish line is so much bigger. At least the air has somewhat cleared up, and you can make out the outline of the Santa Monica Mountains. This gives me hope. Thanks for following along on my journey to Surf City 2025. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your goals are for the new year. Let's keep moving forward together.